Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
Port Charles is about to be thrown into chaos once again, and the epicenter of the storm is none other than Jack Brennan, Carly Spencer, and their family. The new year began with tragedy. Jack Brennan's near-death experience looms ominously over the city, while Carly is grappling with revelations that could upend her life yet again. Carly has already endured heartache that most could never imagine. Losing Morgan Corinthos was a blow she still struggles to process. Now, with the possibility of losing another family member or discovering a truth that shakes her trust to the core, the tension is palpable. Jack Brennan, always the stoic protector and skilled spy, has walked the line between secrecy and disclosure for years. But the world he inhabits, a world of espionage, covert operations, and hidden alliances, is fraught with danger. It's a life that offers no guarantees, and every choice carries the potential for catastrophe. Carly, though fiercely loyal and deeply in love with Brennan, has had to navigate the precarious position of loving a man whose job requires deception and danger at every turn. She has tolerated secrecy before, but the newest revelation threatens to push her to the breaking point. The source of the storm is none other than Jocelyn Jacks, Carly's young daughter, who has now officially joined the WSB. Carly has been kept in the dark about Jocelyn's involvement, and her instinct to protect her child will only grow more ferocious as the truth comes to light. The very idea that her daughter is working in an environment where life and death decisions are part of the daily routine is enough to make any mother's blood boil. And yet, the reality of Jocelyn's commitment to her spy role cannot be ignored. She has chosen this path, and she has accepted the dangers it entails. Britt Westbourne and Jason Morgan's recent actions add an extra layer of tension. They successfully saved Jocelyn in Croatia, a feat that Carly remains completely unaware of. The knowledge that someone else possesses information she doesn't will eventually come crashing down around her. Carly's explosive personality, combined with her profound maternal instincts, suggests that the moment she discovers Britt and Jason's secret will be truly seismic. It's easy to imagine her erupting with a fury born of fear, anger, and betrayal, a perfect storm of emotions that could have devastating consequences for Jack Brennan, Britt, and anyone standing too close. Even now, Carly's mind races with hypotheticals. Could she ever forgive Brennan if she learns the extent of Jocelyn's involvement with the WSB? Her love for him is undeniable, yet the potential betrayal feels insurmountable. Carly has spent years weathering storms and tragedies, but this is different. This involves her daughter, her family's future, and the delicate trust that binds her to Brennan. How does one reconcile the reality of someone's dangerous choices with the love and loyalty they have cultivated over years of shared hardship? The threat against Brennan is not merely hypothetical. General Hospital spoilers indicate that his old rival, Valentine Cassadine, is plotting a jailbreak from Steinmauer. Valentine's vendetta against Brennan is nothing new. They have a long history filled with insults, injuries, and personal grudges that neither man has ever let go of. A release from prison means that Brennan is likely to become the target of Valentine's revenge, and the city could witness a dramatic confrontation that puts Brennan's life directly in peril. It's easy to imagine Brennan fighting off attackers, strategically maneuvering through danger with all the skill and tenacity that has defined his career. Yet, even the most capable operative is vulnerable, and a near-death experience may be looming on the horizon. Carly, ever the protector and fiercely emotional, will undoubtedly experience a terrifying realization if Brennan ends up hospitalized or otherwise imperiled. The combination of discovering Jocelyn's covert career and witnessing Brennan's potential mortality will push Carly to emotional extremes. The emotional landscape of Port Charles during this period is layered with tension, fear, and heartache. Carly is at a crossroads, struggling with feelings of anger, betrayal, and deep, abiding love. Her maternal instincts clash with her romantic devotion, creating a perfect storm for drama. The potential for explosive confrontations is high, especially if Carly believes Brennan has been keeping her in the dark about Jocelyn or any other critical piece of intelligence. She has tolerated his secrecy before, but the stakes are different this time. Brennan's predicament also highlights the ongoing dangers inherent in his life as a WSB agent. The spy world is one of deception, manipulation, and high stakes, where personal connections can become vulnerabilities and trust is a luxury few can afford. While Brennan operates with precision and caution, the unpredictability of enemies like Valentine Cassadine adds an ever-present threat. One misstep could be fatal, and Carly's discovery of Jocelyn's involvement may compound the danger by adding emotional unpredictability to an already perilous situation. As Carly confronts these converging crises, her anger and fear may fuel actions she later regrets. Her explosive temperament, combined with a mother's protective instincts, could easily drive her to confront Brennan in ways that threaten to destroy relationships built over years of trust. At the same time, the possibility of Brennan's near death could catalyze a re-evaluation of priorities, forcing Carly to weigh her anger against her love and the reality of losing someone she cannot live without. Meanwhile, Jocelyn, committed to her role in the WSB, remains unaware of the full emotional ramifications of her actions. Her dedication to the job means danger is ever present, and the potential for confrontation with her mother adds another layer of tension. The balance between adolescent autonomy and parental concern is thrown into sharp relief, creating a narrative ripe with suspense and emotional volatility. Jocelyn's choices will inevitably trigger reactions from those around her, particularly Carly, whose maternal instincts are already heightened due to previous losses. The stakes are compounded by the city's intricate web of relationships. Jason Morgan and Britt Westbourne, holding secrets critical to Jocelyn's safety, are navigating their own set of risks. Every revelation carries potential consequences, and every decision must be calculated to avoid catastrophe. Carly's ignorance of their involvement adds dramatic tension, as the audience anticipates the inevitable moment when truth and deception collide. Valentine Cassadine's looming jailbreak serves as a catalyst for high-stakes drama. His historical vendetta against Brennan sets the stage for confrontation, with potential casualties extending beyond the immediate parties involved. The anticipation of this event amplifies emotional stakes for Carly, Brennan, and Jocelyn, as the audience braces for the repercussions of years of grudges and unresolved conflict. The inevitability of a confrontation looms, and viewers are left to speculate whether Brennan will survive, whether Carly's fury will be mitigated, and whether Jocelyn's choices will place her in direct harm's way. The narrative tension reaches a boiling point as multiple storylines intersect. Carly's potential rage over Jocelyn's WSB involvement collides with Brennan's imminent danger from Valentine. Britt and Jason's secret knowledge adds another layer of suspense. Each character's choices, each emotional reaction, has the potential to set off a cascade of consequences that could reshape relationships, power dynamics, and alliances within Port Charles. In addition to the personal drama, broader thematic elements come into play. Trust, loyalty, and the consequences of secrecy form the backbone of these storylines. Carly's struggle to reconcile love and betrayal mirrors the larger tensions present in the city, where loyalty is often tested by circumstances beyond anyone's control. Brennan's professional obligations constantly collide with personal relationships, creating a narrative tension that underscores the precarious balance between duty and desire. The week's events also highlight the vulnerability of even the strongest characters. Brennan, despite his experience and tactical prowess, is at risk from both external threats and internal conflicts. Carly, though fierce and determined, faces emotional peril as she navigates feelings of anger, fear, and protective instinct. Jocelyn, committed to a dangerous career, is simultaneously empowered and endangered by her choices. The intersection of these vulnerabilities creates a compelling narrative full of suspense, unpredictability, and dramatic payoff. As the storyline unfolds, viewers can anticipate explosive confrontations, emotional reckonings, and shocking twists. Carly's reaction to Jocelyn's involvement in the WSB may include moments of intense anger, near-violent outbursts, or heart-wrenching decisions that force her to confront the depth of her feelings for Brennan and her daughter. Brennan's near-death scenario will heighten emotional stakes, forcing Carly to reassess her priorities and confront the reality of loss. Ultimately, the week in Port Charles serves as a dramatic crucible for character development and narrative tension. Carly's maternal instincts, emotional volatility, and romantic devotion collide with Brennan's dangerous career and Jocelyn's daring choices, creating a narrative fraught with peril and suspense. Valentine's vendetta acts as an external force that catalyzes action and heightens tension, ensuring that the stakes remain high and the consequences deeply felt. Throughout these events, themes of loyalty, trust, and the consequences of secrecy dominate. Each character's actions reverberate through the city, affecting relationships, alliances, and the delicate balance of power. Carly's potential fury, Brennan's near-death experience, and Jocelyn's commitment to the WSB all converge to create a week of drama, suspense, and emotional intensity. The interplay of these elements ensures that viewers remain engaged, anticipating the next revelation, the next confrontation, and the next twist in this complex web of intrigue. In conclusion, the February storyline promises a high-stakes, emotionally charged series of events in Port Charles. Carly's discovery of Jocelyn's WSB involvement, combined with Brennan's professional and personal dangers, sets the stage for explosive drama. Britt and Jason's secretive involvement adds intrigue, while Valentine Cassidy's looming threat ensures that tension remains at its peak. Encouraging words, emotional revelations, and the potential for angry confrontations drive the narrative forward, ensuring that the week is both unpredictable and deeply compelling. Port Charles is on the brink of chaos, and every decision, every secret, and every revelation has the potential to reshape the lives of those involved. This week in General Hospital is truly a baptism of fire, a story of loyalty tested, love challenged, and secrets revealed. Carly's journey, navigating maternal instinct, romantic devotion, and explosive emotion, encapsulates the drama, intensity, and high stakes that make Port Charles endlessly captivating. The collision of secrecy, danger, and love ensures that viewers will remain on the edge of their seats, awaiting the fallout, the resolutions, and the next wave of intrigue in this ever-evolving saga. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Willow Kane will have total control over Drew Kane, so she'll bring her hubby home for further misery. Willow was outscreened during all the Blizzard drama, so numerous suckers have missed watching all her designing. Now that Willow has experienced such a manipulative character metamorphosis, it's fun to see what she's going to do next. During the week of February 2nd to 6th, Willow will get Drew settled in with all his medical outfit at home. Drew won't be suitable to speak or move, so he'll be completely at Willow's mercy. That's commodity. Willow may take great pleasure in rubbing in Drew's face. Willow may assure Drew that she's going to make sure he gets the treatment he deserves, just like she told Nina Reeves at the sanitarium. Drew will presumably flash back that Willow jabbed him with that hype and launched this stroke agony. Now Drew's trapped in his own body because of Willow, so that'll leave him quietly fuming. Since Willow is able of causing this stroke extremity, Drew may suspect she's the shooter after all. Willow may eventually confirm that news and tease Drew since she got down with it in court. Spoilers say Drew will face a stunner in the February 5th occasion. That could be commodity other than Willow's shooter concession, which actually shouldn't be that shocking to Drew at this point. Rather, Willow might stun Drew by suggesting he'd more hope he doesn't completely recover. Maybe Willow will promise to silence Drew permanently if he ever makes it out of that bed or regains his speech enough to run his mouth. Willow may hope neither of them has to worry about any of that since Drew's croakers. Don't suppose a full recovery is possible. Anyhow, Willow may take some time to bewail to Drew now that he's turned followership. Since Willow feels like Drew ruined her life, she may make it clear that she's all about getting her vengeance. General Hospital spoilers say Drew has plenty further misery in his unborn thanks to Willow, so stay tuned for updates on all the raising drama. General Hospital spoilers reveal Jack Brennan should have known what he was getting into when he signed Jocelyn Joss Jackson to the WSB. She's the son of Carly Spencer, after all. Carly's tang for defying authority and going her own way is easily a particularity Joss picked up on in her constructive times. Despite Jack's asseveration that she lie low and act like she's not a WSB agent, Joss has gone guileful and skipped off to Ladle Island to do a little probing on the side. Running into director Ross Collum is the last thing she anticipated in the living room of Windmere. Could a snowstorm keep Jack down from Ladle Island, or will he get wind of Joss' little passage and swoop in to save her from the WSB's head foreman? A parlous deliverance mission. Joss' decision to defy the Snowmageddon on her own, shut down the power force to all of Ladle Island, and force everyone off it so she could meddle around blew up in her face when she crept into the creepy manor house only to discover she was alone. She's not exactly in good company moreover. It seems Colum is on to her, and Jack was the first to advise her that he should indeed come apprehensive of her actuality. Hollers. Now, Jack may have to ride the same storm as well as deal with the master man while trying to keep his gal's son safe. Spoilers say Jack's lips were sealed. Jack was intent on no way letting Colum find out about Carly's son, much lower that he'd her working as an agent under him. It's hard to say whether that's some kind of conflict of interest. Could this affect a penalty for Jack? Might it lead to Joss being reassigned under someone differently who wouldn't have any of her safety or stylish interests in mind and surely wouldn't watch what Carly thinks of it? This could change everything. So far, Jack has been teeing up treason after treason for Carly. She was devastated that he used her to get to her son, and for a while, she really wanted to believe both effects were true. Could he have colluded to bait Joss into the WSB but also truly fallen for Carly, or has he been playing her the entire time and she fell for it? Her pride, nor her heart, like that explanation, however, and Jack risks himself to save her. It could lead to exposure to Carly that no way would have happened else, if Joss is in real peril with Colum. It could also lead to Joss championing for him, which might shift Carly's station. Will Joss' reckless move pay off for Jack in the end in further ways than one? Stay tuned for further GH news and spoilers to find out. From home, Trina ends a call with Kai when her mama shows up. She wouldn't be ignored presently. Trina lets her in, but she's unwelcoming. At her mama's decree, she makes tea and tells her she'll be in her room. Portia stops her. She loves Trina and wants to get to the bottom of this. Trina lets loose, asking how she could dare cheat on her pater. Get knocked up and let him suppose the baby's his when she doesn't indeed know who the daddy is. Portia explains how their marriage wasn't ever easy, that her falsehoods didn't help and that Jordan played a part in undermining their marriage. Trina thinks this is her MO, she cheated on Taggart and now Curtis. She hopes Dr. Gannon knows what he's in for. Portia owns her infidelity but says it takes two. Trina thinks, anyhow of the verity, she'd have let everyone suppose the baby was Curtis's, because that's what you are. A fabricator. Portia reprises she loves her son, is proud of her and is sorry she prevaricated. In the morning, she just wanted to give Tryon a family. She knew Marcus would be a great father. Portia says she did her stylish. She's not perfect but hopes Trina doesn't make those same miscalculations she did. However, she wouldn't love her lower. If so. She breaks down and apologizes for treating her like a sprat. Occasionally we do'n't live up to each other's prospects. She asks if Trina can love her anyway. Nathan finds Lulu at the sanitarium. They bandy Charlotte disabling her Find My Phone app and how she took off. She asks for his help in chancing her. She fills him in on what went down before. He thinks she's a lot like Lulu and smirks. They wonder if phone lines are down since nothing's answering at the forces. When Rocco appears, he's told what's up and Lulu plans to drop him at the QS to hang with Danny. Carly rushes into the garret at home but finds Valentine alone. She explains that Charlotte took off and expects her to be there soon. She explains why and he's incontinently on edge. He's been tracking the storm and worries that she'll get lost or snap. Carly stops him from going out to find her, telling him he needs to stay it out. They argue at length and she eventually distracts him with a board game. Charlotte arrives at the queues to see Danny. She tells him her mama thinks she's headed to see the steed. She wants to see her pater. And plans on going through the forest land. Danny tells her it's virtually a whiteout outdoors. They sit in front of a fire and she tells him that she eavesdropped Nina talk to Jack about setting her up. She's upset that she fell for it. She allowed. Nina was good to her. She rolls in unbelief but Danny thinks she's just trying to cover her son. Charlotte needs to tell her pater. Before it's too late. Danny offers to go with her. He dresses and gets her some gear since she had tennis shoes on. He vows he'll no way lie to her. He gets a phone announcement telling people to stay outdoors. He asks her to stay it out, but latterly, when Rocco arrives, nothing's home and the fire is still going. Joss breaks into Windmere using a flashlight when she hears a noise. She takes out her gun and hides as Cullum starts lighting candles around the room. She recognizes him before calling out for Uncle Lucas. She rushes outside and greets him, running to the fireplace to warm up. She lies that she was on her way to a friend's place on a near islet. He tells her everyone awaited the storm out on the landmass and introduces himself as Matthew. When he asks, she covers by telling him the islet she was headed to was Porter Island. They were having a cask bash during the blizzard. He suggests they get to know each other. He offers brandy and thinks there's further to her than just being a pupil. She shrugs. What you see is what you get. He thinks there's further to it. At Anna's, Emma and Gio prepare to go to Drew's. They dispute about him not bringing gloves. He'll need his fritters for playing violin again one day. They partake a tender moment. She gets him ski gloves, also shares another moment and a kiss before taking off. They return soon after. Drew's road has been shut down, so they're lodging down together. They smile at each other and hope Tracy's stranded at home. He wraps her in a mask and they sit on the lounge and he warms her with a kiss that turns to further as they lay on the lounge together. Tracy arrives at Drew's house, lets herself in and dusts the snow off herself before searching for the cute cairn. There's a fire going, which surprises her. Behind her, Martin says, "Just so you know, I'm within my legal rights to shoot you." She jumps. He calls her overdressed for breaking and entering. She calls him a squatter and a sniveling worm. She threatens again to nab him for phony. He thinks Laura would be worried about that. When he sees she has a key, she realizes she took advantage of Scout. They continue arguing and Martin asks if she has no compassion for Drew, who can't indeed move in a sanitarium bed. She snaps that if she had none, she'd have let him die the way he did to her son while he was having a heart attack. Martin doesn't blink what he did and it's too stormy for her to bother trying to take the memorials. He offers to let her stay if she asks nicely. Lulu and Nathan arrive at the cafe. Nothing's there.